Welcome back to another video with PhatBoyMari. Gang. Oh my god, it's not about that time of the year. It's about that time of the year where game is boring as shit. Okay? When I don't think y'all understand that I am a sports head, okay? When it comes to gaming, like I just don't understand. I did it so back in 2022, maybe I forgot when that was. But I made some Madden videos. Y'all loved it. EA loved them. Shout out EA, by the way. But hopefully, this game is a little, you know what I'm saying, the players are at real heights and stuff. But like I'm saying, my bad, I'm getting way off topic. Yeah, I made videos back in the past in Madden, but then it got like a little weird. Like, I don't know, it was a little weird to make the video. I don't know. Maybe I was just thinking about it too much, and so I let that affect my gameplay, but it just didn't feel the same. So, but I'm bringing it back, man. You know what I'm saying? I took a year off. We didn't bring Madden 25 videos. I'm glad, because that game was shit. Hopefully, this is not the same engine. I really do not like that engine. I thought it was different. It's like it's different until like 2 months into the game. It's like you got to spam the game for 2 months until they start changing shit. Cause it's like they added that shit where you jump 30 feet in the air all over again, literally, no cap. Yeah, man.
Madden 26 reveal day. They just dropped a trailer and a bunch of info. Now, this video is sponsored by EA because they did get some of this info out early so that I could get the video ready quickly for you guys. I can't just post the full trailer because there's copyright music and stuff, but we're gonna get into the
what? Okay. Well, we're gonna watch the trailer and we're gonna come back because we gotta do a deep dive. Hey, boom, boom, clap. 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 Wait, what? Power the realest Madden ever? Hey! That's quick. That's quick. That's quick. Hold on, though. My player's not taking forever to throw that ball. That's pretty fast. I don't know if y'all peeped that. That's pretty quick. That's pretty quick now. They showing some love to Carolina in this motherfucker. He ain't even played a game yet. Bro, they not showing no love. They showing that they getting blocked. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Did y'all see that? That sideline catch animations? Oh, that's tough. Sideline catch drop animation, smacking at him.
And you see it there, whiteout conditions remain in effect as we are back for the second half.
I ever wonder how, bro, if I can go outside to be in the cold for about 10 minutes, bro, and I get sick. Bro, y'all ever wonder how the fuck these motherfuckers go out and play football for 60 minutes? Nigga, some of them don't even be having arm sleeves on, bro, and they be okay. Like, y'all don't ever wonder how that's possible? Are they sweating and shit? The fuck was that? Bro, you changed his number? Hey, okay. Hey, what the fucky? Built from Sundays. So y'all know that DBs can't catch, right, EA? Y'all know DBs can't catch, right, man? They play DB because they can't catch. Nah, W trailer though, bro. No kizzy. Let's go back to Eric though.
Mom, what's that?
Nothing. Just get in the car. Let's go. Come on.
Tony.
Who did that?
Get in right now.
Did you paint it or something?
Damn, no Jews. I shouldn't watch this, huh?
It's officially Madden
I'm
26 reveal day. They just dropped a trailer and a bunch of info. Now, this video is sponsored by EA because they did get some of this info out early. So that
we heard
a lot on the pregame intros. You see how they kind of heavily focused on weather effects because they finally upgraded the weather tremendously, and it affects the gameplay and it looks a lot better. They also kind of focus on signature QB throws, kind of showing their real life throws and then showing that you can do that now in the game. So they touched on a lot of good things in the trailer. I think for a reveal trailer, they definitely hit on some of the big changes that they did make this year, but we're going to jump into this vlog in a second. If you are new to the channel and you don't want to miss out on all the info, especially franchise presentation, there's a lot of stuff they did this year. Those deep dives will be dropping soon. Make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss those videos when they drop. Also, there's going to be a
y'all don't really know, but
I don't
I'm
know
a
if
big
I'm going to have codes to give away.
away.
Usually I do. So if you want a chance, follow me on my socials. That's where I will give them away if I get them. We should be getting that pretty soon. So let's get into the reveal blog for Madden 26. Keep in mind that this first reveal blog kind of just briefly touches on some of the bigger aspects of the game, but my favorite part are the deep dives that come a little bit later because they go more in depth on those big things, but also they touch on all the little details and the smaller things they're adding to the game, which to me, you know, all those small things really add up to make a big difference. So we're not going to find out every single thing about 26 today,
really
but we're going to find out some good information to get us started. So let's start with gameplay.
Really
it says, when we talk about gameplay for Madden 26, we're talking about real world NFL data, seeing the tendencies and traits
how your
of the
players
league
move in the
superstars,
weather.
experiencing real football weather
Can
on the
that
virtual
help?
gridiron, strategizing around the real X's and O's of football, and real community feedback coming through each snap, truly making every game you play feel different. We can't share everything today, but we're going to roll through some of our favorite gameplay features right now. Our Madden NFL 26 gameplay deep dive is on the horizon, and we can't wait to show you what we've been cooking. So again, they're going to touch on a little bit right here, but it's going to get much deeper when they do the deep dive. So, starting with QB DNA, it says the quarterback is the most iconic position in all of sports. To reflect that, Madden 26 has completely reimagined quarterback mechanics from animation to behaviors with our QB DNA. Now,
bro, like, ain't gonna lie. Y'all ever, like, running, or not even, like, I don't know, and y'all just feel like y'all feel like Madden be, like, holding y'all on purpose? Like, y'all ever have a wide open nigga that's 10 yards more down the field as defender, but your player with 99 throw power just throws it under for no reason that one time? Like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, it just sometimes feel like Madden does shit on purpose. Like instead of you controlling the game 100%, it just seems like sometimes Madden takes effect and let shit happen. Like, I don't know if y'all ever realized that or not.
Josh Allen's rocket arm fire off a
literally
deep pass mid-jump. You're doing that when you're playing as Josh Allen too. More than 500 new quarterback animations were added for Madden 26. QB signatures in Madden 26 are a visual replication of everything from how a quarterback holds the football in the pocket to their arm slot when slinging it down the field. We have overhauled our player trait system with 50 new player traits across numerous positions, all backed by real-world NFL tendency data. Does your quarterback in real life throw more often on the right side of the field? Joe Burrow, for example, will be more likely to set his feet before throwing than other quarterbacks. Josh Allen, as fearless as he is in real life, will be trucking defenders as he takes a chance to scramble for the first down. Whether it's Lamar Jackson getting shifty to avoid his hits or Matt Stafford dropping his arm down to finesse a screen pass, pocket presence, scrambling tendencies, and passing styles reflect the unique traits of today's stars and tomorrow's legends. Now, this is something I can't wait for you guys to find out more about because this is kind of the first time that I feel like they really made the quarterbacks look different on field from the little bit that I played. An example I had is when I played against Kyler Murray. When things broke down, he kind of started scrambling, and you know how Kyler Murray has that like little toddler run where, you know, he kind of just little bitty steps, but he moves really fast. And it's kind of chaotic, but he still keeps his eyes downfield and tries to get that last minute pass off. He was doing that in game, and when they talk about those 50 new player traits, they have traits for these players that kind of mimic what they do in real life. So guys like a Josh Allen or a Kyler Murray, who they will move around a little bit in that pocket, or Lamar Jackson as well, you know, they'll try to buy time, but they always kind of keep their eyes downfield. Don't worry about this thing either, man. I just have some good soup. Get that pass off at the last minute and not always scramble. Like, you'll see them do things like that. So there's a bunch of different traits for these guys. They all have signature releases and throws. Matt Matt Stafford can hit a sidearm and all those little things adjusting on the fly in the pocket. Pretty cool stuff, and I can't wait for them to show more of that.
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn.
Moving on to Coach DNA, it says, introducing Coach DNA, a groundbreaking feature that brings the personalities and tendencies of the NFL head coaches to Madden 26. Powered by machine learning stemming from years of real-world data, Coach DNA mirrors the unique styles and philosophies of NFL coaches. 4th and 3, you better be ready for Dan Campbell and the Lions to try getting a first down. Passing successfully on the Vikings, expect more creative blitzes from their unpredictable defense.
Okay, see, this is what I like. Okay, I like this. Bro, I never understood that. Coach D, okay, I like that. I like that, bro. Oh my God, I can already see that in franchise. Oh my God, oh my God, I can already imagine. There's gonna be like a chart. There's gonna be some, bro, franchise gonna be fine as shit. Franchise gonna be fine as shit.
Coaches. 4th and 3, you better be ready for Dan Campbell and the Lions to try getting a first down. Passing successfully on the Vikings, expect more creative blitzes from their unpredictable defense. This data-driven play calling brings real-life head coach tendencies to the virtual gridiron.
For all my franchise
second piece of
guys
Coach DNA is an overhaul of coach suggestions that also contains what we call coach speak. If you're playing as the Lions, Dan Campbell will offer various suggestions depending on down and distance, true to the Detroit Lions tendencies, and mirror the way Campbell talks. On top of that, we have real-time coaching AI where the CPU teams will make pre-snap adjustments and suggest play calls that specifically counter your opponent's tactics. We received a ton of feedback on our play.
Bro, I just feel like I'm just going to get some, like, I don't know, like, I like that. I like you know, sometimes I just want to play the CPU, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just want to play the CPU, and it'd be nice to feel like the CPU is actually playing against me than rather just I'm in practice, or, you know what I mean? I can never feel like the CPU's giving it at all.
Playbooks from the previous year, and we're happy to announce that we have nearly 1,000 new plays at launch of Madden 26. Our playbooks contain the current trend of motion and shift-based offenses you see from teams like San Francisco and Miami. For our defensive playbooks, you'll find exotic blitz packages, defensive disguises, and the all-new stunts and twists to lock down your opponents. Now, this is all pretty cool here. I think you're going to find out more about this when they talk about franchise, because this is definitely a bigger thing for franchise, in my opinion, especially if you're a person that uses coach suggestions. The coaches will actually give you feedback and kind of give you reasoning for why they're suggesting what they're suggesting to do, and it's in line with how those coaches would typically coach in real life. But also the whole game planning thing, again, when we get to franchise, is going to be pretty cool. These coaches will really game plan around what you do, like what your tendencies are, what kind of plays you run, the weather, injuries, things like that. I can't speak too much on that yet, I think, but I think this is going to be huge for franchise if implemented correctly, and I can't wait for you guys to learn more about that. Moving on, wear and tear and new depth chart positions. Two big things to learn more about.
I like how they be trying to put
huge for franchise if implemented correctly.
Like, bro, that's the same animation where the motherfuckers trying to stop me from going.
Can't wait for you guys to learn more about that. Moving on.
You know what I don't like? One thing I wish they would add is, do y'all see the animations where it's like a nigga grab my leg and I'm still running, but I just fall? Bro, in real life, I'm catching myself, nigga. I'm literally catching myself and still running. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what happened to the pick yourself up shit where you just can flick the right stick back and pick yourself up? Add that back, please, bro.
And tear and new depth chart positions. Two big things right
tackling.
Here for a lot of people. Two things a lot of people have
take abilities out the game.
Roster management adds strategic depth chart with the wear and tear system and dynamic substitutions. Wear and tear affects player performance, while dynamic substitutions allow seamless situational swaps without pausing gameplay.
Wait, what? Wear and tear? Why y'all bringing wear and tear to Madden, bro? What? These are real. These niggas have been training their bodies since forever, bro. They know, bro. They either wear or they tear. It ain't no in between. It ain't no wear and tear. They either wear or they tear, bro. What the hell?
Highly requested new depth chart positions modernize Madden NFL 26 featuring edge, nose tackle, long snap, and the versatile gadget position. This upcoming NFL season will see a dynamic, consistent two-way player in Travis Hunter, and Madden 26 is ready. Hunter will have abilities that counteract some of the wear and tear of playing both ways, meaning you can't just throw any receiver at cornerback and expect the same result. So yes, we finally have updates.
Are they gonna make it to where my nigga get a stats though? Can we put a petition out there? Cause like, bro, why don't the player get stats so they're in another position, bro? That'd be so butt. I be trying to put Travis on goddamn cornerback and they don't give him stats for it.
Stated terminology in the game with edge, nose
Well,
tackle,
now,
all that
like,
stuff.
I'm hoping Madden
Actually have a
26
long
they do.
snapper position that does have long snapper rating, so you can't just throw anybody in at long snapper. That's pretty cool. Long
Okay.
overdue. And wear and tear is now in the game, which, I mean, it was good
Mr.
in college.
Jensen?
People are going to want to see it over in Madden now. Going to be huge again for like franchise and superstar mode. More strategy there. And they mentioned those dynamic substitutions, which I think is a really cool feature where now when you're on the field, you can literally hit the D-pad and you can bring up your roster and you can literally sub people from that menu. So then when you call the next play, it'll substitute out those players and you don't have to do it at the play call screen or pause the game. So that's a pretty cool new feature that just kind of makes substitution a little bit easier on the fly. Moving on to football weather, it says NFL teams face the dual challenge of battling each other on the field while contending with various harsh weather conditions through the season, and we have brought that to life with football weather in Madden 26. We've completely overhauled not just the visuals, but also the effects of weather conditions. Heavy snow, fog, rain, and everything in between will affect movement, visibility, stamina, and ball control. If you're playing in a Madden NFL Snow Bowl, you'll notice players slipping or moving as clunky as they would in a real-life blizzard. There's new physics from how players move to how the ball carriers will be adjusted to mimic these weather conditions, and it says think again about that chip shot field goal in heavy weather. We've also added finer details making the elements a part of home field where cold weather.
I ain't gonna lie. My cousin is a Packers fan, so seeing Derrick Brown smack Jordan Love, I love it.
Field goal in heavy weather. We've also added finer details making the elements a part of home field where cold weather teams will not get as impacted when playing in the cold and wet as warm weather teams, but to balance this when playing in extreme heat, those cold weather teams will tire out faster, which is a little detail with a big impact that came straight from NFL players.
Here's paper and here's a pen and you should write it down. That's called Steel Hunters. It's a new Mac hero shooter for PC.
I might edit it.
So yeah, I mean, the weather looks great this year. We finally have that heavy snow, heavy rain. We even have fog mixed in. And like, if you're playing in heavy snow, I did play a game like this down at EA. You know, you can't even really see the back judge completely. Like, that's how foggy and snowy it is. And, you know, the players will kind of stumble around, put their hand in the ground to keep their balance. But I was told, like, for franchise or those modes like that, there are sliders for this, so you can adjust how much the weather does affect the game. You can turn that off completely and just have the weather be visual, which I think is cool because it's your game. You know, play it how you want. If you want just the visual of the weather, you can have that. But if you want the effects too, you can also have that. It's in your control.
100%.
Moving on to foundational football, it says football fundamentals are not optional, they're essential, so we're doubling down on core football principles that give players more depth and control. Explosive locomotion, run and pass blocking, defensive zone coverage, physics, and new mechanics are at the forefront of improvements as we heard your feedback. When we say explosive NFL gameplay, here's what it means to us. Simply that the left stick feeling has never felt better in Madden. It's not just fast players are fast, the end. Our explosive locomotion differentiates the north to south speed of athletes like Tyreek Hill versus the wiggly east to west players like Jahmyr Gibbs. With explosive locomotion, a player who runs a 4.2 40-yard dash will feel like a player who runs a 4.2 40. We want our players to feel the difference between fast and explosive in Madden 26. Custom defensive zones and adaptive coverage let the gameplay adjust like a real NFL coordinator. Custom defensive zones, you'll be able to set the depth of your zone defenders at the line of scrimmage to take away that pesky corner route from your opponent. Do you want your safeties to align to a certain hash, the passing strength, or elsewhere? AI logic, custom zones, and more deliver an overhaul to defensive coverage in Madden 26. And again, they say the gameplay deep dive is coming soon, but I want to touch on some of this. So they did speed up the game finally. It's not college football fast. Don't expect that. It's not going to be a 1-to-1 to college, but it's much faster than Madden has been over the last few years. It's kind of a good balance between the two, I think, keeping it a little more realistic, but not as too far to the arcadey side as college is. Even though I prefer college movement better, I think it's fun. I think they found a pretty good balance here, so you do feel some explosiveness. You do feel more control. You don't feel as stuck in the mud as the previous, like, 4 Maddens have been, so I think they found a good balance, and you do notice the separation more with the fast players. Like, you can really pull away, or like even if a guy has a good angle on you but you're just a blazing fast guy like Tyreek, you see those plays like down the sideline in real life where it looks like a guy's got a good angle and he gets, I mean, half a yard to the guy and he just can't fully reach out and just stop him because a guy like Tyreek can just really hit that last gear and pull away. You kind of see more of that in this game, which I think is really cool. And custom defensive zones, for those that are wondering, it's kind of like zone drops. You can do them individually.
I just hope the straight line speed don't look as stupid as it always has, bro. Like, that shit has always looked stupid. Like, it look like a motherfucker is like, I don't know. It's
on the fly. So think of how route stemming was last year, like on the field when you can stem a route 30 yards down the field if you want, or you could stem it 15 yards down the field. You can do the same thing with individual zones to kind of counteract those route stems, which I think is pretty cool. Now let's move on to franchise mode.
Not gonna lie,
Again,
man, I
they're
wanna
kind
see
of just
Travis
going to give us a little
Hunter tackle
taste
Derrick
here. I promise you they did a ton for franchise this year. I'm not lying to you guys. When the deep dive comes out, you'll see the detail, that and presentation kind of hand in hand, but they're touching on some things here, so let's talk about it. It says, first things first, in the NFL, no two coaches are alike. Now in Madden, that's also true. We've added hundreds of new heads and brand new gear for when you're creating your coach and style. Also, think about what this might mean for college football. They're not going to just do it in one game, so just think about that. We're also introducing a new metagame with coach abilities in Madden 26. You can now check out the scouting report and customize your game plan against your opponent each week. Coach abilities are also more than just a menu item. They can trigger via in-game scenarios. For example, one ability could increase your offensive tackle success against power moves. Leveling up your coach gets you access to more abilities, and leveling up is now accomplished in a multitude of ways, from success to scouting and drafting. And of course, CPU teams will be able to take advantage of these game plans as well. So just to interject right there, it seems like they kind of made the coach ability system similar to how it is in college. So no more of that kind of coach tree that, I mean, the coach tree affected some things, but it didn't feel like it did much. This is more of a full ability system that you can constantly tier and upgrade and kind of build your coach the way you want. That's what it looked like to me. You can set a couple of abilities each game to game plan around the team you're playing, like based on the weather, their injuries, you know, how they're actually playing. They really overhauled game planning. They're not talking about it a whole lot here, but what they showed in the presentation, it's a lot more in depth than what we've seen before. And they even mentioned if you don't use certain abilities for so long, you can actually lose them too. So you have to be sure that you're actually actively using these abilities, because if you're not, then clearly those abilities aren't aligning with who your coach is, so you could lose them. And they're going to go more in depth with this with franchise, but I kind of want to just add some to be sure that you actually use certain abilities for so long, you can actually lose them.
That's a pretty realistic ass catch right there.
And they even mentioned if you don't use certain abilities for so long, you can actually lose them too. So you have to be sure that you're actually actively using these abilities, because if you're not, then clearly those abilities aren't aligning with who your coach is, so you could lose them. And they're going to go more in depth with this with franchise, but I kind of want to just add some of my own tidbits in there, because I think this has the potential to be a really cool system for Madden going forward. Moving on, it says playbooks become a larger focus of your franchise this year with play sheets. Play sheets are another component of your weekly game planning, allowing you to add extra plays to your playbook or upgrade existing plays for the upcoming game. The play sheet you'll be able to access depends on how you level up your coach. So again, this is something we'll find out more about when they do the franchise deep dive. They're really just giving us the bare minimum info on this here, but I promise there's a lot more to all of this. Moving on, it says managing player wear and tear is franchise strategy. Remember when we mentioned Travis Hunter in the gameplay section? Upgraded trainer roles mean trainer abilities are used to manage wear and tear. So you can get those abilities to help manage your players. If you have a better medical staff, for example, or whatever you call it, that can help your players in their wear and tear. Also, you've got to really monitor this when you're talking about practicing, how you're doing full pads versus half pads. Also, you know, if you want to play a guy into the ground, you can experience that later in the season. Again, coaches will game plan around your wear and tear. So if they see that your running back late in the season is just completely running to the ground, right, they're going to adjust how they play, because they know, you know, this guy just ain't got a lot of gas in him right now, so maybe they focus on some other things. Or maybe your left tackle has really bad wear and tear, and they're like, you know what, we're going to send some heavy blitzes at his side. We're probably going to get home. So I really want to see this in practice, because, you know, they can say that it's going to work that way. We actually have to see it work that way, but I think it sounds really good. It says franchise mode comes alive with enhanced presentation, including halftime shows and weekly recaps with Scott Hansen and all new custom broadcast packages for Sunday.
Scott Hansen. Commercial free football? Oh my god. Hey, shout out. Oh, bruh, ain't gonna lie, bruh. Ain't gonna lie, bruh. Ain't gonna lie, bruh. I'm excited.
Monday and Thursday night
I'm sorry.
It says more on this and a whole bunch more for franchise and presentation. Again,
got my boy
they
Scott
gave
in there,
you
bro.
the bare kind of minimum.
Red Zone is the best show to ever exist.
I'm glad that you guys at least know. Yes, finally we got a real halftime show, which maybe shows replays. I don't know. We'll see when the info comes out. Weekly recaps.
I didn't mean to pause it. Hold on. You guys seen something? Okay. Wait. He's still doing this shit, right? I thought I seen something about him like retiring or something. Okay. Oh, okay, so okay, that's probably what I seen. I see some shit about him leaving. Scott is not retiring from his role to host. Okay, he's officially confirmed that he will be returning for 2025 season. His contract with the NFL media had previously expired from the 2024 season, and there were some rumors about him potentially leaving. Okay, see, that's probably what I see. All right,
Scott Hansen, which is a nice touch. New broadcast packages for
Shout out
Sunday,
Scott,
Monday,
man.
Thursday.
Shout
Each
out
primetime
Scott.
game feels different.
W.
Yes, different scoreboards, all that kind of good stuff. Different graphics, different music. I can't wait for you guys to really see more of this because I'm just so glad that stuff is finally here. Moving on to presentation. So they are going to touch a little bit more on presentation itself. In this blog, it says, NFL atmospheres come to life with revamped authenticity in Madden 26. Experience team-specific runouts, crowd chants, mascots, and pregame traditions such as Minnesota's Skull Chant or Baltimore's Light Show. Yes, they showed us a lot of these. Hey, for my Saints fans, they even got the Who Dat chant before the game in there, so that's pretty cool as well. We saw a little bit of the runouts. They looked pretty epic. Like, it kind of like the ones that we saw, it kind of felt like, yeah, this is what you would see if you went to the NFL game. So I think college football really helped push this stuff forward, seeing how well that was received last year. They're like, hey, why don't we put this in Madden? And then you got the mascots also, which they look really great. Again, it's just finally you got these presentation things that we've been dying to have in this game. Moving on, it says, let's talk head coaches. More gear means more authentic-looking coaches. Dan Campbell is going to have his signature Dan Campbell look on the sidelines, complete with his t-shirt or rolled-up long sleeve. Raheem Morris will be walking the sideline in Jordans. And yeah, there's just a ton of coach customization this year. You can make your coach look pretty crazy. I'm just saying that. There's actually way more options than I thought. Like, I thought they'd add like 10, 15 pieces. It's like, all right, that's cool. We can make do. I think they added like, I don't want to get this wrong, but I feel like it was around 100. Maybe I'm overshooting it, but it was a lot. Trust me, it's a lot of stuff you can edit. Moving on, it says, in terms of uniforms, the teams added more alternate and classic jerseys from Nike, including the Texans' redesign. Stadium edge walls and field arts will now be aligned with specific uniforms. Bengals rocking a whiteout, Buccaneers and the creamsicles. The field logos will match those uniforms. Another in-stadium detail we added, in-venue prompt graphics packages from teams' real-life jumbotrons will be in the game. So yes, all of the field art will match team uniforms finally, because that looked really bad. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It looks so much better now. And for some teams, there's multiple different field arts for multiple different uniforms. Also, yes, they got real life graphics on the Jumbotron. So no more when you look at the Jumbotron, will it just say like Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. It'll have the actual graphics that the real teams use. And I think that's pretty cool because, again, anything that makes it look more realistic, I'm all for that. And again, we're going to find out a lot more about these details soon, but they're just giving you that little taste right now. Moving on to Superstar. So they definitely kind of reworked Superstar this year. I'm going to be honest, they even said themselves, you know, they think in a couple years Superstar will be a lot more players' favorite mode, but they're kind of finally like redoing it, I think, hopefully in the right way. About Superstar mode, it says, from rookie hopeful to legendary icon, every week brings fresh story of the week narratives that pull you deeper into the heart of the game. Career chapters will guide you down the path of becoming a superstar. Start as a bench player and work your way into different phases of your career by meeting objectives, but fail to please your coach and you could find yourself back on the bench and looking at a redemption arc. Build and manage crucial relationships with coaches, teammates, and agents through the immersive sphere of influence system, because who you know off the field can be just...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The career shit was boring after like 3 games, bro. You will get bored as fuck, because it's like literally just playing franchise, but I'm just stuck on a player. That's what it felt like, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would pull me into cutscenes that I would just had no part of. like it would be like, okay, you're finna do this, then I wouldn't do anything. I remember it told me I was gonna have a showdown with Tyreek Hill. I was like, okay, I'm lit. She was like, successfully complete the showdown with Tyreek Hill. I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, so hopefully there's no more of that.
Just as important as what you do on it. Keep your body in peak shape by balancing wear and tear, push your limits in intense Superstar live events, and sharpen your skills to climb the way to a 99 rating. Now, they barely said anything here. I kind of want to see what that deep dive looks like for this, because they showed us quite a bit for Superstar. But yes, you don't just start now right out of the gate, unless maybe you're just like a star player that's drafted high. You can have different arcs. And what they said, we'll have to see if it's true, they said everybody should play this mode and no two people should have really the exact same path. Or you could play it 5 times in a row and have 5 very different paths. So that's what we want to see out of this mode. they said, you know, you can have like a Brock Purdy arc, for example, where you're drafted late and you're a backup, but they'll give you chances to get into the game somehow. Like maybe the starter goes down and that's a scenario for you to come in, meet objectives, and then maybe you can earn your way into a starting spot.
It sounds like they actually care more. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're actually, that's okay. I don't know if y'all heard me raging, but it sounds like they're actually watching football now. It sounds like they actually got, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, is Madden actually watching NFL now? Is that what's happening? They actually got some niggas to watch football to sit the you know, help make the game because oh my God, because bro, you know, when I tell y'all before, they couldn't have because there's no way a nigga who watches football sits there and throws the ball and a nigga who is 10 yards in front of him swats the ball down. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Y'all ever seen Dante Jackson's catch? This is the highest. Hold on. I don't want to. Look how far this nigga damn near broke his back. Nigga, that is 4 yards! If that! Look how high he has to jump to catch a ball for it, nigga. That is, oh my God, man, you gotta understand that, bro. Like, there's no way. Like, look. This is the greatest example you will ever find, EA. Look how high he has to jump. Look how many yards he is. Look. I want you, like, I dead ass think y'all gotta understand that he is literally maybe 2 yards away from him. Like, look where that ball's gonna land. That ball is gonna land literally. He's right here. This nigga is 2.5 yards behind him. And look how high he has to jump. Stop that from happening. Please, EA. Please stop making defense so OP, bro. Please. Like, he has to jump so high, and then he falls and damn near breaks his back. Like, please, that's all I'm asking.
You could play it 5 times in a row and have 5 very different paths. So your starter goes down, and that's a scenario for you to come in, meet objectives, and then maybe you can earn your way into a starting spot. Or, you know, maybe they pull a QB at halftime or right before halftime rather, because you've just been really bad in the first half, and they give you a drive to see what you can do. Or they pull them late in the game in a blowout, you come in and you show some stuff, right? It kind of looked like it was more similar to how Road to Glory is, where you can build up things maybe like coach trust and kind of earn different things like opening up the playbook more, opening up hot routing.
That's what I was thinking.
They didn't go all the way in depth with it, I don't think, when they showed us, but that's what it kind of looked like in the presentation. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Again, all the different people you'll meet kind of influences how the fans, teammates, and coaches think of you. Like, you can have your agents, you can have relationships with your coaches, you have off the field friends, or you'll have like a tattoo artist that is like a relationship, and maybe you're seeing him because you're trying to get inked up, but other people may view you differently because, you know, you're more worried about this than football. It's just a lot of different things they kind of threw at us. I really want to see how this plays out in game, and I want to see kind of what they talk about more in the deep dive so I can read more into it. But it sounded like the right direction.
I'm excited,
like
bro.
Old superstar mode, but reimagined today how it should be. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Not only this year, but in the coming years. And then they also talk about Ultimate Team. I know a lot of you here don't really care about Ultimate Team that much. There are a few cool new things with that. They said that they're giving solo players kind of a little bit of an overhaul, giving more solo reward structures from the ground up to focus on progression, pacing, and rewards. Also offering solo champions a new escalated difficulty mode to showcase your solo prowess. They're also bringing back all new live events. This was probably the coolest thing I saw for Ultimate Team, in my opinion. Like, a lot of different line events where they're going to restrict your lineup building in certain situations. So maybe they make you just build a team of all NFC North players. That was one example they told us. Or, you know, they can construct your roster in a bunch of different ways and say, like, you have to meet these requirements and then play other teams like that for rewards, which I think is pretty cool. Another quality of life thing they did for Ultimate Team is called Pack Helper. So when you're opening packs, essentially, it can kind of tell you, you know, if that card is better than your current starter. You'll see auction house information, like how much it's selling for right now. I think you can even like quick sell it for, you know, the lowest price that it's currently going for on the auction house, just to kind of get it sold quickly. Little quality of life things there for people that open packs. So, I mean, I don't really play much Ultimate Team these days, but if you do play, I think that would be a feature that you would like. Make sure to stay tuned for all the deep dives, and if you want to catch up on all the college football 26 information that we know, make sure to check out this video right here on the screen.
Oh my god, this is going to be literally the great. This is like, for a football head, man, you just happy to have a football game. But the fact that they actually care this time, bro. Can't ask for more, bro. Like, what? This is literally what I've been asking for. Like, I'm just so tired of seeing just the basic shit, bro. Like, no football head wants to just get on there and see that all you can do is relocate your team. Like, what? Like, no, bro. This is exactly what I wanted to see, bro. So shout out EA, man. If this game is, bro, I'm telling y'all, I might not hop off. But hey, man, if y'all enjoy that, damn, he getting broke up with. Like, comment, I don't know, so I want to see the comment section down below. Smash that sub button for your boy. Smash it. And I'm gonna see you fuckers in the next video. PhatBoyMari out. Gang.
Big ass Glock up in my jeans, I can't hold it, what the fuck? Sliding on your fucking team, bitch, I'm tryna bust them up. Catch that pussy walking, swear to God that we gon' fuck them up. Fucked up on this bitch, bit the over, I bought her tummy tuck.